name.
Wasn't it at the end of the movie?
Very possible. I turned it off as soon as I could.
You didn't get that far.
Right. I think I was cleaning.
Yeah, Steve, it was at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I was cleaning up as it was playing, and I was like, "Oh, there's a song called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead." So that must have been it.
Well, there had to be at least one fan out there, because there is a Detroit-based band called Critical Bill. Oh my goodness, called Critical Bill after this character, Critical Bill.
He was worthy of something like that.
He's worthy of a band moniker.
But I guess just to tie it back into Reservoir Dogs, looking at how overly complicated Things to Do in Denver is, and like really Reservoir Dogs is a very simple story, just rearranged, in the way Tarantino does to make the narrative a little more interesting.
Yeah,
well, I did find. Oh, so good. Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say it. His scripts complicate themselves. He's not creating the complication. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying to add in all these layers of things to make the story more interesting. And this, like, life is complicated in his stories. That's what it is. It's like a very simple sort of idea. And then what would happen if everything went wrong?
Right.
Well, because Things to Do in Denver came out after Reservoir Dogs, there are so many articles that I found that were saying that Scott Rosenberg was inspired by or wanted to do something in that vein. But Roger Ebert claims that when he did the review for Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, Scott Rosenberg actually sent him a copy of the script, the manuscript, which was done and written well before Reservoir Dogs was ever released. So he claims that this was kind of his idea first. Who's the claim?
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, having gone to film school, I feel like Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead is the movie that like a lot of film students make, which is just like, let's remake Reservoir Dogs, basically. That's the vibe I got.
Yeah, it didn't, I don't know. It felt like it was really trying to do something like that and just missed the mark on so many levels.
Well, you had a lot of interesting characters. He just didn't build them enough. There wasn't enough layers on there. The dialogue wasn't good. The relationship between them wasn't good. But the characters were there. He just didn't develop them enough.
They didn't give them anything to do. He had these great characters, and then he didn't give them anything to do. They literally sat around spending half the time talking these other guys into doing the job. The job was 2 seconds, and then the rest of the movie was them waiting around to die.
Yeah, and then he leaves Walken's place, comes back to Walken's place, leaves Walken's place, comes back to Walken's place. It's like, holy shit, like back and forth.
At what point, like, do you understand that this is not conducive to your, to finding your solution here? Like, he's not going to not kill people because you ask him to.
Right.
And he's blowing through a tube in a wheelchair. So I'm not really sure what the point of that was. It never really, I mean, there was a flashback where he was walking around and stuff like that, and I'm sure they mentioned why he was in the wheelchair. Maybe did he get shot?
Yeah.
It didn't
make any sense.
Like, just give him a cane and have a limp. Like, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
A
little much.